All I heard all week, Wolf, is that the town hall format is really great for her. Whereas we know it's our sweet spot because Donald Trump is out there every single day engaging with voters. He loves that. He's at the rallies. He's at the smaller form roundtables. He's at his own town halls. He clearly won the debate tonight. Why? Because if you watched anybody's shows this whole weekend, we've just been left for dead. It's all over. Why even show up? Will there be a debate or people jumping ship? He came here to play tonight, and he came here to take the case right to Hillary Clinton and to show Americans this race is still what it's always been. Past versus future, politician versus successful businessman, Washington insider versus disruptor, and he made that case very clearly. He did not back down.
Kellyanne, I want to ask you about what he said at the beginning of the debate. More than one time, he referred once again to what he said on that tape as locker room talk. You're his campaign manager, the only woman at the head of that campaign. What did you think when you saw and you heard that? Truthfully, what was your reaction? My
initial reaction was very close to what Melania Trump said. I was offended, and I think the language is offensive and disgusting, and I'm also very happy that he apologized. I'm glad that he holds himself, accountable, because I look at the full measure of people, what they've said, what they've done, Dana, and how they deal with adversity that comes to them. And Donald Trump is absolutely correct. These are words compared to actions. And he made that very clear tonight, that Hillary Clinton blaming and shaming the women in her husband's lives, that is not somebody who's standing up for women.
But the term locker room talk, you had the highest ranking woman in Congress, Republican woman, Kathy McMorris Rodgers, blowing that off and saying, no, 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 this is suggesting sexual assault. And
that's a very unfortunate phrase, and people really should stop using that.
Why?
Because I know him better, and I know better.
But it's what he said.
He did not say the word sexual assault.
No, it's what he implied that he wanted to do.
If you want to talk about sexual assault right here in the hall, I know CNN doesn't want to interview them for whatever reason. You give Miss Universe a big platform. But we have in the hall tonight Juanita Broderick and Kathleen Willey and Paula Jones and Kathy Shelton, the 12-year-old rape victim, that 2 years before the rape shield laws were implemented in Arkansas, Hillary Clinton defending her 42-year-old rapist, successfully defending him, getting him a plea bargain. She was able to blame and shame that victim as well, who was 12 years old. So we can talk about sexual assault, but let's have a full conversation about it. And this is just what I know. I have to assess people based on what I see in totem. And this is a man I've been alone with many times who's never been anything but gracious and gentleman, and elevated me to the top level of his campaign the way he's elevated women in the Trump organization for decades, because he respects women.
Well, let me just say that CNN at the time, many, many years ago, did fully litigate. These two gentlemen were actually covering the Clinton White House, fully talk about and report on their stories at the time, because it is very old. And because you brought it up, I just have to say, Kellyanne,
how she treated them.
Well, no, well, it was real time. I just have to say, because you brought it up, that your boss himself back in 1998 told Neil Cavuto about these victims. I don't necessarily agree with his victims, talking about Bill Clinton. His victims are terrible. He, meaning Bill Clinton, is a real victim himself. He put himself in that position, and he talked about how unattractive these people are.
So in 1998, we're not going to talk about Paula Jones because it's too old, but we'll talk about what Donald Trump said as a private citizen.
No, because at that time he was defending Bill Clinton and going after these guys, and now he's changed his
gotten to know them since then. We took note of Hillary Clinton's comment on the campaign trail, naturally, but she said all sexual assault victims deserve to be heard and believed. These are her words. She's running for president now. She wants to be the president of all people, I assume, except the ones she thinks are deplorable and irredeemable, which is tens of millions. But in fairness, I know we want to talk about this because we certainly don't want to talk about tonight's debate performance, where Hillary Clinton, just on her plane, lying that Donald Trump said falsehood after falsehood. I was watching the debate in real time. PolitiFact, the fact checker, said that he was right about her wanting to have the 550% increase in Syrian refugees. He's right about her not bringing jobs.
Let me ask you another question about the debate tonight. Donald Trump said he had not spoken to his vice presidential running mate, Mike Pence, about Syria, and that he disagreed with him. We're 30 days from the American people voting. Mike Pence will be out there campaigning tomorrow. Is the message to the American people at Mike Pence rallies, don't believe what he says because we can't be sure if Donald Trump agrees with him?
They were talking about two different things, as goes Syria. And I just talked to Governor Pence not 10 minutes ago. He says hello. And he and Mr. Trump had also talked about what a great debate week we've had between Tuesday night, the vice presidential debate, and tonight, obviously, Donald Trump winning here. So in the vice presidential debate, the conversation was about humanitarian crisis, and that's what Mr. Governor Pence was referring to. And Mr. Trump said Hillary was making it more about military action.
The United States might have to use force. Governor Pence said the United States might have to. And Donald Trump said tonight, I disagree with that. And I haven't spoken to him. About
that particular aspect of it since the debate. That is true. They've spoken many times this week. But let me make very clear, on TV today, on your network today, CNN's Jake Tapper took Tim Kaine to account because Tim Kaine couldn't answer a simple question about what his top of the ticket, Hillary Clinton, said or did not say in these emails about having open borders. We know she's for open borders, but the only way we know it now, because she won't admit it, is that we had to see in a series of emails.
We did hear something extraordinary from Donald Trump today. He said that if he's elected president, he will ask the Justice Department to name a special prosecutor to go after Hillary Clinton. And then he went one step further and said he would arrest her and lock her up. He would put her in jail. In all of the years, I don't remember a time in American history when one candidate has said of the other candidate, if he wins, the other candidate's going to jail.
Well, Donald Trump is channeling the frustration of a lot of Americans he hears from. Well, so many Americans say, I can't believe that people have been, their lives have been ruined, their livelihood gone, they face jail time for doing far less than Hillary Clinton did here, and yet she goes completely exonerated for deleting 33,000 emails, not turning over another 17,000, that's 50,000 right there, setting up the private server to begin with, saying that there's no classified information. FBI Director Comey said that's not true. I only had one device, she had many. They took a hammer to them, and the story goes on, and it's an active investigation. In other words, just less than 2 weeks ago, 5 members.
The enormity of that statement.
I understand
he's going to lock up his opponent if he wins.
I understand. Well, no, what he said is he wants to appoint a special prosecutor because he feels, and he channels really public will here. He hears all the time. If we don't hear about the disasters of Obamacare and her failure with the Russian reset and in Benghazi, we're always hearing about the emails. And he told America tonight what America has told him. The frustration that there's a different set of rules for this woman, as goes her emails, and she imperiled national security.
I know you got to run. I'm going to put up on the screen one more time the results of our poll. You're a pollster, you're a professional pollster. You'll see the results. These are people who actually watched the debate, and millions of Americans watched. Who won the debate? 57% said Hillary Clinton won the debate. 34% said Donald Trump won the debate. That's the results of our CNN RSC poll. Kellyanne, thanks very much for joining.
I watched a different debate, but thank you.